Well, hello. Welcome back, darlings. I'm so glad you got through the weekend. Cheers to you, but let's be honest. You got through that weekend just to get right back here. It's Monday, July 13th. You are tuned in to the third episode of New Job. Who dis? Welcome back, darlings. I am your lovely and gracious host, Halston Boddy. This is, as I said, the third episode of New Job Who Dis, an exploration into my journey through the American workforce ever since I was the ripe old age of 14 years old, which, that is 33 years ago. In 33 years' time, I have had over 40 jobs. Some lasted a day, some lasted years. Some experiences were amazing. Other experiences, wait till you get to those episodes. They're spicy. If you haven't tuned in to the first two episodes, first of all, how dare you? Second of all, let's catch you up, darlings. We need to get you in. There are lessons to be learned. There are foundations being built in these early episodes. So if you are not tuned in to New Job Who Dis, get on the Podbean network, podbean.com. Find the app as well. Also, look for New Job Who Dis on Spotify. Oh, yes, we are on Spotify now. And when I say we, I mean the royal we. As we explore through the years and years of failures and successes in the workforce and the workplaces that I have experienced in my time and day, I will try to give my best perspective and share with everybody the lessons and the pain that I have gone through to get to where I'm at today. I am a pro wrestling manager. I am currently on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and as well as Championship Wrestling from Arizona on the United Wrestling Network. I currently manage the Queen of Hollywood, as always, Miss Heather Monroe. And how did I get here? How did I become a pro wrestling manager at the age of 47? I know. It sounds like, what? You're too old for the business. And I say, phooey. That is a pile of kafooey. You can do it if you put your mind to it. I'm a poet, and yeah, I know it. So where do we go from job one being the paper boy and job two being a dishwasher at the Chinese Pagoda in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin? Oh, I could go for some egg foo young right now. Here's where the hustle game really starts to take shape. Job number 3, drumroll not needed, I was a dishwasher. What? Another dishwasher job? But here's the catch. I was working 2 dishwasher jobs at the same time through 1 year in high school. What was I thinking? I mean, real talk, high school was an okay experience for me. I probably suffered in my first 2.5 years of being in high school and having jobs like this, because I was definitely motivated by money and motivated by work and getting some sort of income and some sort of worth for what I was doing. I mean, a grade in high school, yes, I definitely wanted good grades. I definitely wanted to pass, but there was no tangible reward. There was nothing like, yes, I got a B. There's $50. That's not, a B is a B. Okay, I got a B. Now what? Okay. High school didn't leave me, in some sort of wreck. I just got through high school. That's the best way I can describe it. I didn't get super involved in high school. I wasn't in any high school sports. I did not get in any clubs except for one. I was in this thing called the Key Club, which was connected to the Kiwanis Foundation. And if you asked me now what any of that meant or what it means now, I couldn't even tell you. All I know is that the meetings had free pizza. So that was a reward. But other than that, I just went through high school. And when I say I suffered in the first couple years, I was definitely pushing myself. My parents gave me the advice early on in high school because during the times of, high school years of 86 through 90, or 87 through 90. By the way, that's a correction in the first episode that I've got to make in the epilogue. But the years of 87 through 90, that you had to get through a certain amount of electives. I don't know how high school works nowadays. I'm sure there's something similar, or it has the same way it works as far as you have to get through certain amounts of math and English and science and history and social studies and all the things you have to get through before you can take all those fun electives. Or you can take the electives, but you just got to balance it out and you got to get through a certain amount by the end of the 4 years. Well, my parents gave me the advice to get through the hard stuff and get through all the requirements in your first, as soon as possible. Don't wait it out. Don't wait till senior year when you're hoping you can graduate and then you fail that chemistry exam and then you have to take summer school post-graduation. Get it done while you can. Smart advice, let me tell you. So at the same time, I was pushing myself through the hardest classes and the classes that I had to get done per the high school rules. I was also working, not one, but 2 jobs at the same time. First was the first job. We got the paperboy. That was a 6-day-a-week job. Okay, so I was used to working 6 days a week. There's the foundation. So as I was just relegated to only working 1 job as a dishwasher at the Chinese Pagoda, my brain put 2 and 2 together and said, well, you worked 6 days a week before and it didn't kill you. Why not try for another job? And so I did. What was I thinking other than money? I guess I really loved having money to buy baseball cards, video games, Dungeons and Dragons sets, have money for food, for sleepovers, just having enough money to do teenage things. Because my parents didn't give me an allowance. They didn't have a weekly stipend for me. I had to earn it. Again, going back to the foundations, episode 1, hardworking, find a job, don't be a bum, don't be lazy, just sitting around at home. You got to pay the rent. So find yourself a job. Started it at 14. Here we are at 15. 1 job down. Let me get a second one. I also don't remember why I chose this place other than it was another dishwasher job, and it seemed like the hours and the days worked within my weekend schedule of the Chinese Pagoda. So the Chinese Pagoda had me working Fridays and Saturday nights, Friday nights and Saturday nights, I should say, and then an occasional Sunday. And then the new place had an offer for Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. They just need a middle of the week guy to do it. Or Monday, I think it was like a rotating thing, a Monday, Tuesday, and a Thursday, or a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Either way, it was 3 days during the middle of the week. As long as I got my homework done after, doing work at the restaurant, I was okay to have this job. I just had to prove to my parents that I was not going to fail homework and not, fall asleep in every class and start failing in school because I was working. Balance, my friends, balance. I don't know why I got this job for another reason as well. 2 of the cooks, I recall, that worked at this restaurant were also one of them was for sure my middle school bully. Wasn't that bad of a bully experience. There was some moments, but it wasn't the type where I wanted to, seek revenge. It was just a matter of this guy being a total jerk, and he realized that I had an older brother that could probably beat the piss out of him. He kind of left me alone. Good thing, too. So I don't even know why I pursued the job, knowing that at least the bully and his accomplice were working for the place. By the way, the place that I got hired at was an Italian restaurant in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's actually Wauwatosa, but it's on the border. It's just Milwaukee. We'll just call it Milwaukee so nobody starts fights and arguments. But it's on the border. There's this like weird borderline between Wauwatosa and Milwaukee, and I feel it's on the Milwaukee side, but it's really close. It's on 68th and Wells, right near that corner. If anybody lives in Milwaukee or Wisconsin and is tuning in, check out Balistreri's Italiana Ristorante on 68th and Wells. That is where I got my second dishwasher job that coincided with my then current dishwasher job. The job obviously was not a struggle to get through because I already had dishwasher experience, so teaching me how to do the chemicals on their machine wasn't a stretch. Teaching me how to do the silverware and how to roll silverware and do the, make sure there aren't spots on these things, make sure these things are dry, make sure you take a brush to these pans, make sure these don't get a brush to them. All the ins and outs of how to take care of the dishes at Balistreri's. One thing to know about Balistreri's is that it's been there forever. It was there a long time before I got there, and it's been 30 years since I've had that job, at least, and the restaurant is still there. So it tells you on either the quality of the food, which, yes, I will vouch for in just a bit, but also obviously just keeping it in the family. It was a family-owned business. It still is family-owned. I feel like it is in good hands because, again, after 30 years and it's still rocking and rolling, gotta love it. So good for them for being an amazing restaurant. Same with China Pagoda. I picked them well. My first two dishwasher jobs, the restaurants were quality. They stuck around. It was, again, the job wasn't too difficult. It was on the slowest nights of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. I had plenty of time on my hands to make sure everything was cleaned, everything was done, everything was put away. Give me a lot of idle free time and I will make sure everything is clean to a T. There are a lot of cool perks about working at a place like Balistreri's. I mean, my family had that pizza before and we loved the food, so the notion of working there was kind of fun. My parents put the good karma out there that I would somehow get a free pizza or two to take home every other night because, the egg foo young incident of the Chinese Pagoda gave them a little wild hair about where I was now working. They didn't mind that I was working at a really good pizza place. So unfortunately, that never really happened. I never got to take home a whole free pizza to my parents. I'm sure I got discounts, so I'm sure I brought one home anyway just to have, but I didn't get rewarded. I did get rewarded in free pizza at the restaurant, though. So if somebody messed up a pizza or didn't pick one up or something got goofed up on the order, ooh, free pizza on a Monday or Tuesday night at one of my favorite pizza restaurants. Yeah, you enjoy that inhale. You heard it, because boy, I could smell the restaurant from here. It was such good pizza. I'm not one to argue about pizza. I feel like there is so much more precious time on this earth than to argue with people about pizza. Listen, I get the arguments about toppings. That's just, these are the toppings I like, and how dare you like toppings that I don't like? I mean, that's really what it breaks down to. However, I will gladly defend the quality, flavor, and just that touch that Balistreri's had on their pizza. Fun fact, on my journey back home to Milwaukee and Wisconsin last year, I went back and visited Balistreri's to see if it was a skosh of what it was when I was a dishwasher there. Let me tell you, it hadn't changed one bit. The place looked mostly the same. The decor was mostly the same. The way they served it, the menus, the whole 9 yards, all had, I felt like I was transported back in time. I ordered myself a pizza. The appetizers, by the way, we could go on about the pizza. By the way, the pizza, the way I love it there is the thin crust. It comes out with that bubbly, thin edge. It's got some bubbles in the middle. It's not too many toppings where they're falling off. It's just got that thin layer, that beautiful layer of cheese. Oh, I could go. If I had a show on the Food Network about places I would want to eat, that is a place that would be on my episode list. So good. And not just the pizza, the appetizers are choice. I mean, the deep fried eggplant, the deep fried mushrooms, all the typical like Italiana, mozzarella sticks, all top shelf quality. So if you're in the Milwaukee area, take it from my Yelp review, my audio and video Yelp review that you're experiencing right now. Visit Balistreri's. It is primo. As I said, there were some perks. I mean, I got the free pizza. I could drink all the soda I want out of a mini pitcher. So that was nice for a fat kid who loved Mountain Dew. It's how we did things back then. It was slow on those Mondays and Tuesdays. And realistically, there were times there were just no dishes coming in because there was one, maybe two tables coming in. So, there was like a couple plates, a couple bowls. They didn't need me pounding the dishwasher, making sure all those were clean right away. So they had idle time. I mean, of course, there was trash duty, clean up this, do that. I mean, the one thing that I did learn, and I had such a ball doing, no pun intended, was rolling dough balls for the pizza. They would give me this humongous ball of dough, this just tray of 50 pounds of pizza dough and, some olive oil. And they tell me to carry it upstairs. And upstairs was this rack. And they would have me, actually, I take that back. The rack was downstairs, but I still had to somehow do it upstairs because it was just away from everything. And it just was easier to do. There wasn't a lot of room in the kitchen to wiggle around and do dough balls next to the dishwasher and the dirty dishes. And there wasn't really a prep table for me to do it at. So we went upstairs where the offices were, and there was a little side room, and there was some attic looking room because, of course, it was a top shelf duplex looking place in Milwaukee. And, you got to put on a little black and white TV, and I was throwing down some, early afternoon, late afternoon, after school Family Feud at around 5:30, and just drinking some soda out of a mini pitcher and rolling dough balls, chopping it with that scraper, measuring out to, however, half a pound, I can't remember what the measurement was. And then you just kind of do a little bit of that folding under and creating a nice soft ball with that top, putting it on a tray, making sure there's some olive oil in there. And then they're just going to sit in those trays and rise up. So when they're ready to make that pizza, it's delightful. So I used to sit up there for probably a good hour and a half of my shift, my 4 to 5 hour shift, and just roll dough balls. It was the easiest job in the world. Oh my gosh, I get paid to sit and watch TV and roll dough. Okay, I hate this job. It's the worst. No, it was very nice. It was very pleasant. One weird day, and I say it was weird because it was just a random Tuesday. There was no rhyme or reason for it. There was no, any level of, boy, I hope this happens. It just did. I was upstairs rolling dough balls just like I normally do on any given Tuesday. And Tom, the manager, one of the managers at the time, he was upstairs in the back office at the desk doing some, I don't even know what. Didn't know the business. I was just a dishwasher. And I'm in there rolling the dough balls, and I, hear him talking, and I hear him moving. And then he comes into the room, and he has in his fingers a folded up $20 bill. It's kind of like flick it, like almost like he was going to flick it. And he puts it on my shoulder, kind of like on my arm, and taps me and is like, "Hey, you're doing a great job, kid." I mean, I was almost half expecting him to nudge my chin with his knuckle and be like, "Good job, Buster." It was this weird moment of, I'm 15 years old. I don't know what tipping or under the table really means at this point. And one of the managers just randomly handed me a 20 because he thinks I'm doing a good job. let me be honest, I was very happy because, again, at the time I was making, I think this job paid $3.45 an hour, maybe. I want to say at the most $3.50 an hour. But I feel it was the same. It was like right around that $3.35, $3.45 minimum wage mark. And so getting a $20 bill without any sort of tax or anyone really knowing was a delight. However, it threw me because I didn't, I guess my Catholic guilt brain that was still, ingrained in me was like, do I tell somebody about this? Do I have to pay tax? Like, what do I just, what? I needed some sort of weird reasoning behind it. Like, I just couldn't accept a $20 bill. There had to be some sort of receipt with this. Why am I getting this? But after I sort of settled my brain on it, I had a $20 bill. Hooray! Good job. It never happened again. So it wasn't like, wow, I can't wait to roll dough balls on Tuesdays because I can't wait for that fresh 20. There was no other reason for it. There was no other, I'm giving you $20. There's no quid pro quo moment of like, here's $20 for something I need you to do for me, or don't tell somebody I'm doing. There was nothing like that. It was just a, hey, you did a great job, kid. Here's a 20. I loved it. Sad moment though. I lost the $20 bill in my hoodie pocket on the way home, walking back from work home at nights. I was so elated about having this $20 bill. I think I put it in my hoodie, like the front pocket. I don't remember if I had a wallet or I didn't have my wallet or I just was going to stuff it in my pants pocket. I can't remember. But somehow, some way, I, skipped all the way home, and got home, emptied all my pockets. I was like, and it was too late to like go back out. My parents on a school night were not gonna be like, hey mom, can I go walk another mile and a half back to Balistreri to look for a random 20 that's probably now gone? I don't know where the wind might have taken it. Where is that 20? Oh, I was so upset. I feel like I was able to find resolve about losing that 20 because at the end of the day, I didn't, it wasn't like I lost my paycheck or I really earned that 20 by doing this extra thing. I just lost a $20 bill. That wasn't really mine in the first place. So that's how I could justify just not being that angry about that $20 bill being lost. As I said, the fun part about this job was the perks, the occasional pizza, the soda, and, I really feel like this was such a autopilot move for me to find more work and find more money because the walk home was not easy. And I hate to sound like that old man sitting on his lawn yelling at the kids with his fist in the air yelling at the clouds. But realistically, it was an uphill both ways walk. When you walked from my place near 70th and Milwaukee Avenue in Wauwatosa, and you walk to 68th Street and then go down all the way till it turns it, goes down that street, all the way down 68th Street. It's downhill. It was the hill that I did my paper route on. So I went down it. At the bottom of the hill was the train tracks. You went across, where the parkway was, and then you went right up the hill again. Yeah, what was I doing? I had calves for days. I still have calves for days because I walked so many miles just walking to work. I mean, every night for a teenage kid to walk 2 miles a day. And then, when people go, do you exercise? You say no. You're not counting your work day walk. You're not thinking of that as, oh, this is my daily jog or my daily exercise. I just did it out of necessity. It was my daily walk. And people, again, why are calves so amazing? Why do you have such turkey leg calves? Because the foundations of just walking and biking everywhere as a kid without the luxury of a car for my parents or my own set that foundation. Boy, walking, you can walk anywhere. But yeah, Balistreri is an amazing time, an amazing place. The food is still amazing. Again, I have to go back to the notion that I might have to do a second wave of this podcast or make it a video series. Lifetime, VH1, who's listening out there? Where is Logo? Who's putting me on? Let's get me on a show where I go back and not only do the job that I used to do, but then indulge in wherever I used to work at, whatever it is. Let's get that. Put this one on the books for the second round of this. Once New Job Who just takes off as a sensation, as it will. As it turns out, I had to quit my dishwasher job at Balistreri's, but I also had to quit my job at the Chinese Pagoda, all at the same time. Why, you may ask? Why? Well, if you tune in to episode 4 this Friday, you will find out exactly why I gave up a 6-day work week and 2 fairly easy, solid jobs to give it all up for one job that was considered by myself to be a dream job. Tune in this Friday for another sparkling episode of New Job Who Dis. My name is Halston Boddy. I thank you again for tuning in via podcast here on Spotify and the Podbean network. Please visit podbean.com. Please download. Please subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Thank you for watching it here on my channel, here on Halston Boddy. Please continue to watch. Please subscribe to my channel. I beg of you. Please tell a friend. Tell a neighbor. Tell your brother. Tell your sister. Tell your mama. Tell somebody. Tell everyone. This has been New Job Who Dis. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening.